What's going on, awesome party peeps? It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. In today's episode, we're talking about go bigger, okay? Like, that's the title of this episode. And I want to talk about it really quickly. Even if you feel like you're not in a position to scale or you're not at a point where you feel like it's time to elevate or level up, we know there are seasons to business. I'm encouraging you to go bigger today, okay? If you don't know what we talk about here, we mostly talk all things premium courses, whether it be online or face-to-face, how you can take what it is that you know, your life experiences, your wisdom, all the things that you have lived through, okay? All those lessons that you have learned, you can distill them into things that you can teach to other people and you can teach globally. You do not have to stay local. What's going on, IG? It's good to see you on as well. If that interests you and you're watching this on the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification so you know when new episodes like this drop and we can hang out live, okay? Let's get into it. All right, it's time to go bigger. Every single season that I have increased my goal, right? Even when it's felt impossible, it caused me to level up, not just hitting the goals that I didn't think were possible in that time frame, right? Like sometimes we give ourselves 20 years to hit a goal or 10 years to hit a goal, and it's like, it might take you a year, it might take you two, right? This is the power of starting to elevate and expand just the mindset around, okay, what is the goal that I actually want to achieve? But I'm going to tell you why we start to hit those goals in a second. And it really is just psychologically based, okay? It's not you taking more action. Most people think when they elevate their goals in order to scale a business or whatever it is that you're working on, be it a personal goal, that it's going to require more effort. It's going to require more work. And that is not necessarily the case. What ends up happening is it requires a different level of thinking. All right. It requires a different level of belief. And so when you start to elevate your goals, you'll start to see how your behaviors, your thinking, everything that you do is going to align with that specific goal. You'll start to elevate everything else around the goal. And that's the piece I think that a lot of people miss, and it's why it feels so scary initially to go after something that you want, but you don't necessarily feel like you have the capacity to do so yet. And this is not a dig at anyone, okay? Because I know we are all high performers here. We are all high achievers here. I felt this way in my own business and my personal goals. It's like, can I actually do that? And I think one of the reasons, even I think back to enrolling in my PhD program, I waited for like the day before, day and a half before the deadline, was because deep down inside, subconsciously, whether I wanted to admit it or not at that time, I told myself outwardly that, oh my God, like, nah, I'm done with school. I'm tired of school. I'm tired of reading. I'm tired of researching. I'm tired of writing papers. And while that might have been true, deep down inside, I think there was some fear of the up leveling that was required, okay, for me to operate at that level. It's not that I didn't think I couldn't do it, right? Like I wasn't like, oh, I think I can't do this. It was just like, can I do it? Right? So I know that sounds so crazy and abstract, but let me know if you feel me on this, because I know we have all been there where it's like, again, not that we know we are capable of doing it, but still there's the question of like, oh my God, can I do it? You know? And so you have to start to increase those goals. Proximo, hello. It's good to see you on. Hello. So I'm encouraging you today, again, to go bigger. Doesn't mean you have to do more stuff. You just start to align the things that you are doing, the stuffs that you are doing. Okay. And yes, I did say stuffs. Okay. The stuffs that you are doing with the actual goal. So that comes at a price too. That comes with saying no to some things that maybe you've been doing. Maybe you don't want to step outside of the box because you're like, the thing that I've been doing has been working for so long. And so this is an opportunity for you to, even if it is still working, to kind of go, okay, does it align with the goal though? Does it align with where it is that I want to go? This is wild to think about, because I think about some opportunities that I have turned down that seemed amazing, would have been amazing on paper, and will probably come back around, but just because they weren't aligned with the goal at the time. Like, this requires a next level type of focus, all right? And it requires you, again, to say no, to turn down some things that look good on paper, but they don't align with where you currently are and where you know you want to go, all right? So increase the goal, increase what it is that you are doing. I'm going to remove you because we don't have time for hate, negativity, or any of those things. This is a channel for positivity. This is a channel for, making sure that we are spreading love, all right, spreading the right messages, and we talk all things premium courses here, by the way. So if if this isn't your jam, go find what it is that you're looking for. If this is your jam, go ahead and stick around for a while. Hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification, so you know when more episodes like this drop and we can hang out live. What's going on, IG? I appreciate you as well. Hello, is it Asa Rapis? Hello, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. But great morning to you in Sydney. Okay, what time is it in Sydney? I love to see the global reach of these episodes, by the way. I appreciate the positive energy, okay? I appreciate that. Let me know what time it is where you are currently watching from, or where it is that you're tuning in from if you haven't already dropped it inside of the chat. But I needed to bring this today because, again, I know, like, as high performers, high achievers, like, we get in this mode of it's already working, we don't want to change something, and also there is this subconsciously we're afraid that raising the goal or increasing the goal will require more effort, it will require more from us, when in all actuality, if I'm being very frank, it requires less. It requires you to actually niche down. It requires you to say no. It requires you to streamline your processes, your thinking, your actions, your thoughts, all of those things. And so that can be a little daunting and seem like some hard work initially, because it does require you to change the way that you've been doing things, the way that you've been operating, the way that you've been showing up. But go bigger. Go bigger doesn't mean more work. All right. So let's get that out of our heads, and don't pay attention to, mainstream media will tell you that going bigger means more work, and it's not necessary. All right. And I talked about this in another episode where even though we're doing work, it doesn't have to be hard work. Like, stop labeling work hard. It doesn't have to be hard, especially when you start to streamline, like I just talked about, your productivity in relationship to the elevation of your goals. Go bigger. Why not? Because it's like the saying, I know that I heard this like growing up. You shoot for the moon, and if you land amongst the stars, then so be it. It's kind of like you're gonna hit the goal anyway. You're gonna hit some of your goals along the way, and you will hit them faster the moment you start to streamline, the moment you start to focus. Let's be for real. Some of the things that you're doing don't align with your goals right now, with a big goal. And sometimes we're not clear on our actual goal. If you're not clear on your goal, that's a whole other issue. All right, we gotta first get clear on the goal, and I talked about this in another episode as well. I'll link it when we hop off. If you're watching the replay, then you'll see it in the description or somewhere above my head. But you got to get clear on the goal first and foremost, on what it is that you actually want. And then from there, you'll line up your behaviors and start to, again, niche down the behaviors, the thought processes. Everything that you do will go through this funnel of, or this question of, does this align with what it is that I want, right? With the goal that I have outlined. Does this action align with that? Does this thing that I'm doing today align with that? Because again, a lot of the stuff that you're doing is just busy work. It seems like it's aligned with what it is that you want in the meantime on paper, but is it truly? Is it truly getting you where you want to go? One of my favorite activities for doing this for myself is I will literally go backwards at the end of a day, and I'll write down every single thing that I did that day. Every single thing, like how long, whether it was a phone call that I took from a friend or family member, how long the phone call was, if I saw something on TV, if I found myself scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, okay? I'll write all those things down. How long I spent being productive, right? Sending an email, writing an email. Like, when you start to see exactly how you're spending your time every single day, you start to realize how much you can really cut out. Right? Like, and then on top of that, assigning, this is the second thing I do, assigning blocks of time to what I need to accomplish. When you do that, I promise you, it forces you to get stuff done. Like, you think right now that it's going to take you 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, okay, sometimes, for a post. It used to be like that for me too. 3 or 4 hours, I'm working on a TikTok, right? Or an Instagram post. And it's crazy because we don't see the stats on the back end that would support that amount of effort. Whereas something that I worked on for 5 minutes is like, oh, like everyone loves it, right? So here's what I started to do. I started to just assign blocks of time. Like, hey, I got 45 minutes to like get this cut, edited, recorded, all of those things. It depends on your process. Some of my clients batch, and pro tip for your courses, if you want to start batching out your content, you can batch the research process, then you batch the recording process, then you batch the caption writing process, right? Then you batch, the editing, like all of those things. So they can happen on different days, especially if you plan ahead. But when I started to give myself time frames, frames, right? Like I got 45 minutes because for me, I like fresh content and it's easy for me to kind of get it out there, right? Aside from like the long form stuff, and we'll start to batch our long form content to make it into bite-sized pieces. But I would give myself 45 minutes to get it out. And when you know that you have a goal, like let's say, hey, I want to grow to this account to 5,000 people, right? I want to grow this account to 7,000 people following, or even if you're just getting started, 100 people following, okay? It's absolutely okay. By the way, pro tip for your courses, we're not concerned about vanity metrics, right? We are more concerned about the influence or how we're impacting people through to the next step, always and foremost. But with that being said, let's say that we are tracking the stats and you have a goal of growing your account to 1,000 people by a certain amount of time, let's say the next 60 days. Then that means 45 minutes for me to get this content out every single day. If I want to be consistent about posting every day, I got 45 minutes to get my content out. All right, let's do it. Let's get it done. If I'm on track, again, 60 days is my goal. 1,000 people I want to sub or I want to follow, right? If that's my goal and I know I got to get content out every day and I got other stuff to do, then I'm going to do it in that 45 minutes. This is the power of just streamlining, understanding what your goal is and starting to streamline your process and saying no to everything else that comes up that does not align with where you want to go. So go bigger. All right, that's first and foremost. Get clear about your goal. Make it bigger, 10x it, or whatever you got to do, 2x it, 5x it, okay? Just exit. All right, make it bigger. And then from there, you'll start to streamline behaviors, actions, thought processes that align with what it is that you want, and be comfortable with your no. Be so comfortable with your no. If it doesn't align, it doesn't align, even if it looks good on paper. Again, I'm talking to my high performers, high achievers, because I know the feeling. All right, so again, I hope this is helpful. I hope this moves you forward and inspires you forward. If you're interested in understanding how to package your knowledge into premium courses, okay, online or face-to-face, get started at jumpfirstacademy.org. Streamline the process. You only need one method in order to do that. I lay out my entire Teach It method in less than 30 minutes. There's no fluff inside of that training over at jumpfirstacademy.org. There are free resources and paid resources to help you implement along the way. Check it out, get it done, start streamlining your process, your goals, and what it is that you want. Go for it. You can do it before the end of this year, okay? I believe in you. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. Subscribe, like button, and bell notification. I definitely cannot wait to hear all of the amazing things that you guys accomplish. Matter of fact, when this video rolls out, okay, because we're going to edit it, and then we're going to post it per usual. When it rolls out and you're watching the replay, I want you to drop underneath of this video one of the goals that you have hit for this year. All right. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Send this to somebody else who needs some inspiration to hit their goals as well. And I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.